Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It is rather telling that the SNP want to push the green agenda, get people out of cars and onto public transport. And it's a laudable thing to do, I grant you. But it isn't going to work if the bus companies are pulling their buses and not offering bus services. People will have no option but to retain the car, which goes exactly against what they are trying to do. But what is particularly, I suppose, satisfying in a way, is that where the worst of this is happening. Glasgow, first bus in Glasgow, will be pulling a whole range of evening services because of the lawlessness of youths. And they keep having like arson on buses, fire attacks on buses. And the worst of it is in Pollok, which of course is Humza Yousaf's constituency. So the man that leads a party that wants to be the most progressively green government in the world, that wants to encourage people onto public transport, can't even maintain enough order to have buses running. The man is failing before our eyes, and he's known about it for some time. This isn't just this week. It's been going on for a while. And yet he has not done anything about it. It's his constituency. Even if this is not a parliamentary matter, it is a constituency matter. And he hasn't done anything about it. The poor people of Pollok will soon be left where they can't afford to run cars because the taxes on fuel will be going through the roof, and they won't even be able to buy new ones because they can't afford electric ones because they're so expensive. And they will be forced to rely on public transport, which is slowly being phased out because the police don't have the resources to cope with the problem. Oh, what a joy it must be to live in his constituency. Oh, how terrible it is for all Scots to be suffering under the hammer of the SNP. I'll take a look at this article. It is just pathetic. I can't believe any government runs itself like this and insists that it's taken seriously. It's a joke. But anyway, here goes. We'll have a look at the article. So, SNP's lawless Scotland. Buses in Humza Yousaf's constituency could be cancelled due to anti-social behaviour. First Bus Glasgow have threatened to pull a range of evening services which go through the new First Minister's Pollok constituency due to fire-raising attacks on these buses. And there's like a couple of cops going on to investigate. But this guy, it's his own constituency and he cannot maintain law and order. What hope does he have for the whole of Scotland? It's another fail. Just open up the book of failures and add another one to the list. The man couldn't run a whelk stall. So buses in Humza Yousaf's constituency, where he no longer lives because he daren't. He had to bugger off to Dundee, of course, a very nice, well-appointed, moneyed area of Dundee, just to escape from the tribulations of living near his own constituents, because he doesn't want to be anywhere near a place that he's in control of, because he knows that everything he's done has made it such an awful place, and he's like, oh my God, what have I done? I need to go somewhere nice. So he's gone. Strangely enough, he's gone to a very nice area that isn't controlled by him. Amazing, isn't it? Anyway, they could be stopped at night. Getting back to it, they could be stopped at night due to antisocial behaviour in another example of the SNP's lawless Scotland. First Bus Glasgow have threatened to pull a range of evening services which run through the Pollok area due to a spate of arson attacks which have put both passengers and drivers at risk. It posted that it may have no choice but to cancel buses which travel through that area of Glasgow if community leaders don't get involved to help out. There's no such thing as community leaders. There is no community leaders. Stop using that term. It's weasel words. But what it is people are breaking the law. No one is stopping them. The police are starting to take an interest, but only because of the threat and the fact that money is involved. Yousaf has done nothing about it. Why? It's his constituency and it's his country now. What is he doing? Why is he not giving the police the resources they need? Oh, no. But they can wank away millions on court cases they're going to lose. They can spend money trying to push gender affirmation. They can do money on a bottle return scheme, which will cost billions, but strangely can't give the police enough resources to put a couple of officers on bus routes of an evening. Amazing country, amazing people, amazing government. The at-risk services are the 3, 10, 57 and X8, all of which run through Pollok. Mr Yousaf has been the MSP for the region since 2016, but no longer lives in the area, having been up sticks to Broughty Ferry in Dundee, which I must admit I have been through. Very nice area it is too. I actually love the bridge. I think Dundee's bridge, just an aside, on the tangent, I think Dundee's bridge is one of the best bridges to drive over. There is another one right up on the top coast, near Tongue, I think, and that's got another one that goes across. But I do like Dundee's bridge. You're close to the water on it. But anyway, that's just an aside. I should stop doing the tangents. But anyway, there have been a series of willful fire-raising incidents on buses in Pollok, the most high-profile happening last month when a bus had to be evacuated after a blaze was started on the top deck by a group of teens who got off at the Corker Hill Road in the region. Now, this is, like, they're talking about over a long period of time. Nothing has been done. The MP for the area seems to not give a shit. And then the MP for the area gets voted to be the leader of the SNP and the First Minister, which means he'll have even less time to spend worrying about the trials and tribulations of the people who live in his constituency. The trouble is, he won't care now. They will just go to the wall. He has no interest in them at all. The only interest he has on them is that they put the X in the box every few years when it comes to an election. That's all he cares about. He's done nothing for them. Police Scotland confirmed that as a result of these crimes, they would be putting undercover cops on buses which go through that area of Glasgow. Talking to Twitter, First Glasgow warned that it may have to cancel services through Pollok after dealing with an increasing number of attacks. It wrote, regrettably, First Glasgow has sustained an increasing number of arson attacks on the buses, putting staff and passengers at risk in the Glasgow-Pollok area of the city. This cannot continue, and First Glasgow is seeking a joint response from community leaders to address the volume of criminal and antisocial behaviour taking place. If these attacks continue, First Glasgow will be left with no alternative but to withdraw services from the area in the evening. Now, you take those buses away, you're going to have people who are encouraged to give up cars, encouraged to do all this. They will have no public transport. It almost seems as it's deliberate. Keep the plebs in their area. Keep the poor people in the poor area. We don't want them travelling to the more wealthier and better areas of the city. That's almost what it smacks of. And to be honest, I wouldn't put it past them. 15-minute cities, anyone? Don't even get me started on that. Remember, the first 15-minute city was the Warsaw Ghetto, and that's the plan. But Police Scotland Greater Glasgow added, Pollok community officers and First in Glasgow and McGill's West have launched an initiative aimed to assure the community and detect those responsible for antisocial behaviour on the bus network in the Silverburn area. Officers will be on the buses in uniform and in plain clothes. First Glasgow tagged 3 local councillors in the area in their tweet as they call for urgent action. Saqib Ahmed, Rashid Hussain and Rosa Salih. But there was no mention for the MSP in the area, Mr Yousaf, whose constituents previously wondered why he chose to live in Dundee instead of the place where he represents. It's because he became a leader there and realised it was a shithole and got out. And that's basically what it is. It's him and his party that have made it a shithole. And then he's gone, oh, well, I've got the money now. Bang, I'm out of here. One commentator added, this is incredible. Effectively an area of Glasgow becoming a no-go for public transport in the evenings. First Glasgow left in a situation where they have to shame government agencies into action. While another pointed out that Mr Yousaf should be there to help with the community. They said just pointing out that the MSP for the Pollok area of Glasgow is Humza Yousaf. What has he done to help the situation? Well, he's done sod all. But actually, no, I lie. He actually has done one good thing for the area. He's got the hell out. Because everything he touches turns to shit. By leaving, Pollok has got the Pollok area will have an actual chance of improving. I just feel sorry for Broughty Ferry because the people there, well, they're going to suffer, aren't they? But the concerns about arson attacks in Pollok follows on from the previous reports about teenage yobs were running wild and terrorising staff and customers at McDonald's and other stores. I think it means, it says stories, but I think it means stores at the Silverburn shopping centre in Pollok. I think what's happening is these kids are not being disciplined. They're not being caught. They're going to grow up. It's going to be a crime-ridden area. It's going to be a no-go. All the public transport will pull out. All the taxis will refuse to go there. all the shops will die and they'll close up. And then you're left with a failed city, a failing area with nothing. It will be a third world hovel filled with empty shops and no transport links. And that's due to basically the people living there not disciplining their children. Ultimately, that's what it is. But it's just strange that Humza Yousaf, his constituency, the worst in Glasgow. Even the buses won't run there. And it tells you all you need to know about him, doesn't it? Anyway, I shall round off there and come up. So there we are. Captain Failure fails again. This time he can't even get the buses to run in his own constituency. What hope does this man have in sort of convincing Scotland that a green agenda is going to work? I mean, don't forget, he was the Transport Secretary. So you'd think he'd know something about getting buses to run. No. Serial failure, and will continue to fail. And I feel sorry for the people of Pollok because they're going to end up trapped in their area simply because nobody wants to deal with the problem that the MP for the area, the SNP for the area, should be dealing with. But also the MP, whoever is the Westminster MP. But they should work hand in glove, surely, for the betterment of their community and their people. But what do you expect? I don't expect anything better from the SNP, to be honest. So I shall round it off there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't take a bus unless you have to, and goodbye.